Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to look at top Linux commands. We're going to look at top 50 Linux commands that you must know as a regular user, which will help you navigate the Linux system and make you a better hacker. So the first command is the ls command. I'm going to open my Kali Linux WSL for better demo purposes. Let's put it that way. So our first command is the ls command, which will list contents of a directory or contents of your current directory, which will show the contents. In this case we have the different directories, and this our directory, which is our second command, is the pw, which will print our working directory, and the ls command will list the contents of that directory. We have ls-l, it has other arguments which will list this listing in a listing order in long listing format, and we have ls-a, which will show the hidden files. You know, the dash files that start with a dash are hidden in defaults. That's why ls shows lesser contents than ls-a, which stands for all. And we can also do dash ls to show all in a listing order. So the print working directory will show us the path of the current directory that we are working on. In this case we are working under home, and our username nice here. So the next command that we look into is the cd command, or change directory. What this command is move you from one directory to another. Currently with the print working directory we are under home nice, and we can change that to, we have our ls command, we can move to downloads, desktop, or documents. I can navigate to that by the change directory command to downloads, and you can use your tab key to autocomplete. And once we do a pwd, our print working directory, we can see we are in a new working directory, which is the downloads. Earlier we were under nice, now we are on the downloads. There is another with the cd command also. You can use cd, then two full stops, which will move you up one directory. If we do a pwd, you see we went back to /home nice. This is because we used the two full stop after the change directory. Also we have change directory and then the dash, which will move us back to the previous directory we were, which was, so we were at downloads, we did two full stop, which moved us one directory back to nice. Then using the cd dash, we moved back to the previous directory which we were before moving to Escanice, which was the downloads. Another cd command is cd with the tilde, which will move us to the home directory, in this case of our user Escanice. So the cd tilde will move you to the, always move no matter where you are. When if you are under user bin, if you do a cd tilde, you'll move back to your home directory. The other command is the mkdir, or the make new directory command, which helps us make a directory. In this case, we can make a directory called test, ls this, and we have a new directory called test. And as you have seen, we can change our directory from our home directory to that new directory that we created, which is test, which has nothing currently. Then that's the make directory command. The next command is the move, which will move files or rename files. For this, we'll need to have some files which we can create with the touch command, file1.txt and file2.txt. That's allowed. You can create two files at the same time. So we have two files. So the move command can move a file or create or rename a file. So let me create another directory here called test2. So we have a directory inside our test directory. We have another test directory, and we want to move file1 to our directory, our new directory, which is test2. And you see now we have file2 under test, and if we ls our test2, we have the file1, which we moved with the mv command. The other use of the mv command is to rename a file. Let's say we want to rename this file1 or file2 to something else. We can move file2 to the name that we need, which would be file. And when we do a listing, we see we have file instead of file1. Then we have a cp command or copy command, which will copy instead of moving, or moving will permanently move that file from current directory to the current directory to the target directory, or rename it to the target name. But the copy will make a copy of it and move it to your destination. In this case, let's move it to test2. So on ls we have a file .txt under test, and when we ls our test2, we have file1 that we did move, and a file that we just made a copy of. rm will remove files. So let's remove our file since we moved it to test2, and once we ls, we don't have any file. The touch command, I have used it to create the files, but this will create a file for us, an empty file. So the touch command, then the name of the file that we need, and on listing we have our file there. Another useful command is the remove directory command. The remove directory command will remove a directory, but the directory must be empty. If I try to remove this will fail since the directory is not empty. So I can create a directory test2, a directory test remove. So we have the directory created, and we can remove the directory with the rmdir command, then followed by our directory that we want to remove. The cat command will list contents of a file. So currently our file doesn't have any contents, but we can change that by using, let's use a command line text and editor nano that will help us edit this. This is a file in Linux. Control X and save that. Using the cat command we can see the contents of the file, and this is why Linux is powerful. You can see the contents without even having to open your text editor, and you can edit this without having the graphical interface. The clear command will help us clear the terminal and makes your work easier and more view. The next command is the echo command, which will move data into a file. We used the nano text editor, but you can also use the echo command. This is an echo generated text, and you can use that and append that to the file. If now we cut the contents of the file, we have two lines, the one we edited with the text editor and the one that we have used the echo command to move data into the file. You can also overwrite the file by using just one greater than sign. If I cut, now we have the last echo command overwriting the contents of the file. So you must be careful while using the echo command, or the two greater than or one greater than. The other command is the less command, which will read the text file one screen at a time. So this will show the contents of a file in a well formatted and less content way at a time. Let me see, we can try use less command. This will, if the file was a bit long or has a number of content, you're able to see it in a less way as you navigate through your file. The man command will show the manual of Linux commands. An example of this would be man ls, and how we see the output of this is because of the ls command, that's why you're able not to see the full contents of the man, but you can navigate through this slowly in a good format. But the man will show us the manual page which will try to give us a manual or a guide on how to use this command. And you can use the Q letter to exit out of the man. The sudo will enable you to perform tasks that require administrative or root privileges. We know that Linux is a bit strict on privileges, which make it more secure. If I was to try make an update on the system, we get a permission denied, since that command should be run using the sudo, which gives us the administrative privileges, and a password is required for us to update packages. The top command is the task manager in terminal. So through this we are able to view the task that our application is running. So let me cancel the update. It's done, and run the top command. So the top command will show us the task manager, and you can see the PID, the user who started that process, and some more information on the CPU, the time, and you can have a look at that. And to exit that, use the Q letter. tar is used to archive files. We can tar our file, file tar. You can look at the usage, but this will help you to archive multiple files. The grep used to search words in specific files. Let's cut our file, and let's say we want to grep for the echo command on the file. We see the echo command is highlighted in a nice color that you are able to see that. And the grep command, that's how it's so helpful. The head, this will help you to view the first lines of any text file. Let's say the head of etc, let's say, or the head of etc password. So this will show us the top first lines of this file. It's a file in the Linux system that stores the users in a system. Then the tail will show us the last lines. Let's tail the same file, and you see we have different output. This is the last, this is the first lines of that file. The diff command, this will pass to compare the contents of two files line by line. So let's see cd to test 2. Let's echo file 1 and echo that to file1.txt, and then echo file, just file, to file.txt. We do the diff of file1 file.txt to file1.txt, you can see the difference in the two files. So you can use this to compare two files and find what's the difference in them. The kill is used for killing unresponsive programs, and you'll need to have the PID of the does it have a help here? So you need to have the name or the PID of the process that you need to kill. The jobs, this will display all current jobs along with their status. The sort, the df command will give you some info about the system. In this case, give us information about the file system, the usage in percentage, where they're mounted on, they're available, and it has some parameters or some arguments. Dash H will show you in a human readable format the available space in gigabits in this case, and the size. The do command will work on the same. There's a zip and the unzip. This will help you to archive and unarchive a file. The SSH command, this will help you to SSH into a server or get into a server through the terminal and the IP, and you'll be requested for the password of the user that you need to access the system. The curl, they should show us the calendar. Don't have it installed, but that will show us the calendar. The apt, it's a command line for interacting with packaging system to help us install softwares into our system. The alias command will help you custom shortcuts. We can see how this is used by let's move to our home directory by tapping the cd command, and let's cut the bash rc, and you see we have the ls alias, which will help us. So you can alias then the command that you need to run. Let's say you need to run p. Whenever you want to run ping, and now instead of typing ping, you can type p127.localhost, and you see that works because of the alias command. So you are aliasing the ping command to this letter. So the W will show you the current user info. So the current user is Escanise. The TTY, the time logged in. Where is just to locate the binary source. What is just to get one line man page description. User add, used to create a new user. So user add, and then you type in the username that you need, and then you'll be requested to fill in. The password is to changing the password of the current user. You just type password, then you'll be requested to enter your new password. The who am I, this will show, print the current user. The uptime, this will show us so the system has been up for 25 minutes. The free, so this will print the current time when machine starts. The free will print free disk space info. So you can also use the human readable format. We'll show you in gigabits. History, this will show you all the commands that have been run on the system. These are the commands that we have been running in this session. The history command, the uname will print details, information about your Linux system. This might be useful when you want to install maybe an application. You want to know if your system is in which the CPU is in, and the kernel that you are running. The ping command, we did put an alliance to that, but this will do ping requests or the ICMP request. This is used to determine if a host is up. The change mode, to change permissions of file. Back to our files, if we list, we are able to see these files. Permission, currently there's no permission to execute them, so if you were to change the mode and add execution for the file, then do an ls all again, you see now we have an X now which represent execution, since we changed the mode of that file to be executable. And that's why Linux is a bit powerful and more powerful, since you have to explicitly give permissions to these files. Change ownership, you can change the ownership of this file from one user to another. The find, you can use the find command to search for files and directories across the system. The locate command can be used to locate files, just like the search commands. The if config will print IP address. So currently we are on that IP. This is an internal IP. The IPA also, it's similar, but will show us shorter print. The finger gives you a shorter dump of info about a user. Currently we don't have it installed, but it will give you a short dump of info about a user. So that's a small introduction, a cheat sheet of the top 50 commands that will make you easily navigate through and work well on the terminal. So that's it for this video. Cheers guys, happy hacking.